Welcome back to Coach Kov'S BBall Breakdowns, and in today's film review, we're going over Clemson versus Kentucky, as well as the Players Era Championship game between Oregon and Alabama. Anytime we get a drive to a post-up like we see Mark Sears do here, he just sort of takes his defender down in the paint and turns his back to post up. You should cut to the middle of the rim because the defense is in the middle of a rotation right now. We got two on the ball, and the defense is trying to figure out who's matching up on the backside. So if you can beat your man to that spot, then that's a very short pass that the defense doesn't have a lot of time to close out for. You'll see these two guys on the backside, they both checked their man at the same time. And we didn't recognize it soon enough to cut in front of their face. But we do get a kick out to Grant Nelson. He makes a great play anyways to get a bucket.
Nelson with Tracy on him. Behind the back, nice pass.
So Oregon's going to do a really good job on the first possession that they get in this one to get a look for their guy who's been hot in this tournament, TJ Bamba. It starts with a dribble handoff to get him a touch, and then we get an up screen out of the corner that's going to get the ball to the corner to set up this back screen that Bamba's going to get a post-look entry for. So Alabama cannot allow Bamba to get this wide open on the first play of the game. He has been their guy. He had 18 in their win versus Texas A&M and then 22 the night before this versus San Diego State. And he transferred in from Villanova last year, and he's off to a hot start with Oregon. So if you're Alabama, this big man, he has to shade this post entry. You can leave your man on the elbow here to go with Bamba so we don't allow him to get the ball so close to the rim. This is Nate Biddle. He's a fourth-year senior at Oregon this year, and he is their leading scorer. But he hasn't demonstrated the ability to consistently shoot the ball throughout his time there. So I'm fine with him getting a touch on the elbow if we shade Bamba because he's the more dangerous player to keep him out of the paint.
Teams are going to move the ball and share the ball. And, of course, flat-out score. TJ Bamba coming off 22 against San Diego State.
Yeah, so not a good defensive possession here for Alabama. We're going to get a ball screen up top and dribble drive. And these two guys on the backside just completely lose sight of the ball. You can see they completely turn their backs when their two guys switch, and they do nothing to help stop the dribble penetration. It should be a stunt and recover out of the corner, get back to your man if the kick goes, but this ball is just going to get all the way to the rim, and you're going to watch Grant Nelson sprint up through the lane right there, and that's the second part of this play that I really don't like because a pass from this spot on the floor all the way out to the wing, the opposite side has to get through 1, 2, 3 defenders and one of his own offensive players. So just sprinting up through the paint like that to get through that screen, it just takes you completely out of the play because you lose sight of the ball and you're not in position to help the helper on the backside.
Rebounds a year ago. Oh, the follow jam by Nate Biddle.
Alabama's going to do a great job off this missed putback to get set up quickly in transition. You'll see the three guys at the bottom of the screen. They all stay wide towards the sideline to give this ball handler as much space to work with. And we get a drag string coming to get some downhill action going towards the rim. These three guys opposite all stay wide and fill their spots. And just because we played with some good pace and we got down the court quickly, we get good downhill action going. You see we get a catch on the opposite wing in space with driving lanes available, and that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get downhill action going. And because we played fast, got the ball down the court, and we're good with our discipline and transition, we had that happen. So let's hop over to this Kentucky-Clemson game and just start with great ball screen defense from Clemson. You'll see this guy in the corner. He's going to anticipate this ball screen, reversing it to the other side of the floor, so he drops to help early. And now this big man in the ball screen defense, he's going to stun out at the ball and then recover back to his man. And because he stunts out like that, this opposite guard, he's going to tag the roll. Now, he's in good position up the line because he can tag this roll man and also close back out to his guy on a skip pass over top. Now this guy in the opposite corner, he's showing his chest to the ball already. He's moving up the line to take away a long straight line pass if he needs to, but he's also meeting the ball handler early. He's making him make a decision right at the second lane line, halfway up the paint, making him make a decision before he's ready to, making him uncomfortable and just stopping the drive early and getting us to recover so everyone can get back in front and match up and we just keep the ball from getting to the paint.
Phenomenal shooter.
So up to this point, it really felt like Kentucky had control of this one. They got it to an early 7-2 lead and then had the lead up until this point right here. And what I want to talk about is this ball screen defense because we get them late in the shot clock. Clemson really has nothing going on the offensive end here. But this dribble handoff action right here, it gets us caught. Either this big man has to step out and jump to the ball or drop out of the defender's way because he's just standing right in his way to get in front. This guy's coming off the screen hard. And so to get back in front of him, you have to meet him to where he's going. But the problem is you got a guy standing right in your way. You can see it good from over top right here. I mean, the line that the defender needs to take to get back in front is just blocked by the drop guy. So what I'd like to see is us get out of the drop. Let's hedge the ball screen. Let's meet him out. Stunt. Let your guy get back in front, and then you can close back out on the pass.
Shefflin, that's a high arcing.
Kentucky just needs to do a better job of moving with the ball on this possession. On this high post entry, this defender needs to be getting more up the line. We have up the line, which is closer to the ball, and then in the line, which is more in the passing line. But he needs to be more up the line because that would set him up to get around this screen better. If he was in better position, he would have better angles to get around this screen, but he does not have that angle. So he's late getting through the screen, which means that we give up the back door. The help comes, and then we're late to close out.